Get right to it. Uber and Lyft drivers, nope. No bags left behind at a stop. Plain simple as that. Hell no. Don't do it. Or your ass will be sitting there waiting for them to come back out from wherever it is that they had to stop to go into before you drop them off to the final destination. Okay? So, before I start this video, I would like to ask you all, if you find my content helpful in any way, I would like to ask you to subscribe, like, and share, and hit the notification bell so you can get a notification when I drop new content. Man, this helps my channel grow. Okay? Now, I know a lot of Uber and Lyft drivers, seasoned ones that have a lot of experience, have dealt with this problem in the past. Oh yeah, I know you have. And for a lot of you new drivers that have not ran into this yet, you need to pay attention, because I'm about to save y'all some time, because as you all know, time is money. And lost time is lost money. Now, let's talk about it. So, you throughout the day, you're going to be getting a lot of trips. No matter how long you drive, they're going to throw a lot of trips at you. You're going to pick up a lot of people. Some of those trips are going to have something called an added stop. This is a stop in between their final destination. A lot of times, there could be it could be a lot of places that they may add a stop. Sometimes the riders won't add a stop until they get in the car. Either way, it's an added stop. And it's a stop that's in between their final destination. Could be the post office, their liquor store, their grocery store. Could be to a daycare center to pick up the children, or the babysitter's house. A multitude. No telling with them. Drug stores, no telling. One of the things that you have to pay close attention to is that when you pick them up, that they do not have bags that they're going to try to leave behind on that stop. And this is why this is important. Because let's say you pick someone up and they're going to and they got to add a stop in between, which is a daycare center. And when they get out the car, they leave book bags, or they leave bags of whatever they have with them when you pick them up, right? They leave them in the car to go into the daycare center to get their child or children. Now, you do know there's other parents that's going to be there picking up their children as well. You know you only have a few minutes on that timer, because the moment you pull up to that stop, the timer starts. That person goes in that daycare and they're waiting to get their child because of all the other parents that's in front of them. You don't allow them to leave their bags in the back, book bags, groceries, wherever they bought with them when you picked them up. The timer runs out. The trip is going to tell you, if the people is not out, you can pull off. You're going to get paid a cancellation fee. Okay? But then you be like, man, I can't go nowhere. I got their bags in the car. Riders do this on purpose. They will leave their bags in the car in fear that you would leave them. Because oftentimes they know that when they're going, where they're going to, whatever store or whatever added stop that is that they're going to, it's going to take longer than the timer that's on that trip. They know this because they have that same timer on their phone. So while they're in wherever place it is they stop at, they're looking at that timer go down. Tell you another trick that some of them will do. They will call you when the timer is getting ready to go all the way down. They say, yeah, I'm in line right now, or I'm at the counter, or I'll be out in a second. I'm going to tip you. I apologize. All that stuff like that. People, when the time expires, pull off. Now, if you got their stuff in the car, you're stuck. Or you can get out the car angry, because you're going to be angry that you got to get out the car and you got to take them their bags to wherever it is that you take it to them. Now, I know some of you are going to say, hey, man, I just leave the bags on the curb, right? You know, you can prevent doing all of that. However you want to leave the bags or whatever, you can prevent all of that by telling them, simply put, take the bags with you when you go. Oh, well, I'm just going to run in there for a few minutes. I'm going to be right back. I didn't want to tote the bags in there with me. Well, I'm just going to tell you, I don't allow nobody to leave bags on the stop, so take them with you. I would appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So they take the bags and go in the store, do whatever they want to do. This way, it clears you from any interaction, because you all know that there's going to be confrontation. When that trip ends and you got to take them their bags because you allowed them to leave the bags in the car on that stop, there's going to be confrontation. You can avoid it. You can avoid any type of backlip or bad energy, any of that. You can avoid you getting upset that you got to take them the bags that they left inside the car. It's not worth it. Simply put, the moment they get to that stop, you look back there, you say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, excuse me. I would appreciate it if you would take those bags with you. I don't give a damn if when you picked them up, it was from a grocery store. And they got a whole bunch of groceries in the trunk. You let them know ahead of time. With all due respect, man, I know this is going to be kind of like impossible, but I see you have an added stop. And I want you to get your groceries and carry them with you on this stop. I'm not going to be responsible for your groceries, because when timer ends, I'm pulling off. Oh, well, man, I'm only going to be in there a minute or two. Now, man, I just don't allow no one to leave groceries. And, oh, man, you expect me to take? I said, nah, I can cancel the trip. That's all you got to tell them. So I can cancel the trip right here. And you can get your money refunded. Now, you will lose. You will lose. You will lose. But it'll save you a headache. Because if they get to wherever it is they're going, it could be going in the liquor store. And they got all them groceries in the trunk of your car. And they in the liquor store, and the liquor store is packed. And the timer runs out. And the app is directing you to leave. But you got all these people groceries in the back of the car. What do? Get mad, get out the car, grab all the groceries out the trunk, sell them on the curve, and have to go back and forth, might even get to fighting. Or do you find it easier to say, hey, man, you're going to have to take those groceries in the stop with you, or we can cancel the trip now and you can call another Uber Lyft because I'm not going to allow you to leave the groceries. And I don't want your tip. I don't want none of that. Because if they tell you they're going to tip you, more than likely you're not going to get a tip. You understand what I'm saying? And then they're going to expect you, because they're going to tip you, to be stuck waiting for them. They could be in this place 10 to 15 minutes. You understand what I'm saying? It's not worth it. Look, it's going to cause a confrontation. Okay? They might even contact Uber or Lyft and leave a complaint. That's why I say, if you have a dash camera, make sure it's running. If you do not have a dash camera, that's fine. You do not allow anyone to leave any types of bags behind on an added stop. This is a stop that's in between, because it's going to cost you time and money that Uber and Lyft is not going to reimburse you. You understand? I get a lot of people in my comments, complaining about the process to end trips. It's kind of difficult on Uber and Lyft. Look, all you got to do is all you got to do if the process, you just got to figure out a shortcut, because the way you end those trips affect you. If you got to leave a few words, complicated rider, or something such as rider leaving things behind on the stop, plain and simple as that. The moral of the story is, most of the time you're not going to have to leave any comments when that timer runs out. But just know that they're going to file a complaint on you. They're going to contact customer service, and more than likely they're going to file a complaint on you, because they're going to be mad, because they feel like you should have let them. Number one, you should have let them. You should have let their hold their things for them, or you should have waited for them, or you could have. It's a multitude of things that, you know how these customers are. They just a pain in the ass, right? You know what I'm saying? So I want to share a little story with y'all. And this was the eye opener for me. So one day I accept a trip. Okay? It's Walmart. I get to Walmart. When I pull up to the Walmart, I see two women, some mother and daughter or whatever. So they had a bunch of groceries, waters, sodas, all types of stuff. They put them in the trunk. Then the girl had I want to say it was like a 30. It was a TV. It was in a box. She set it in her lap in the back. It was like probably like a 32-inch TV or something like that. Okay. I cleared the trip, and as we leave the Walmart to proceed to the destination, I see that they got an added stop. So on the added stop, they were going to the drugstore, Walgreens. Okay, so as we driving, I'm thinking about all the groceries they got in the back. And this is how I learned what I'm teaching you all now. We get to the added stop that goes into the Walgreens. The lady said, yeah, we'll be just a minute. I just got a couple of prescriptions I got to pick up. Won't be no more than 2 minutes because they already done been called in. Now, people, you all know how drugstores are. Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, Rite Aid. You can call in the prescription all you want. But if that drive-through is busy and if the inside of that pharmacy has people in front of you, you will be waiting till they get around to you. I'm sitting out there, I look up, the timer expires. I got the TV on the seat. I got all their groceries in the trunk of the car. So I was like, well, maybe they might be on their way out. I'm sitting there. I'm sitting. 20 minutes go by. I still don't see nobody. So I'm like, man, this is messed all up. I was so mad. Smoke was coming out of my ears. So I seen the daughter come outside on the cell phone in the front of the drugstore. So I said, excuse me. I said, look, I got to go. I've been sitting out here for 25 minutes. She told me, so well, it ain't nothing we can do because they ain't even got around to my mama yet. I said, that is not my problem. I'm not sitting here anymore. Well, what do we supposed to do? We can't what do we supposed to? She got to talking mess. People going in the Walgreens and she talking smart and this, that, and the third. So I got out of the car. The first thing I did was took the TV. She told me, don't you touch my TV. Set the TV down in front of the Walgreens, up against the wall. I'm about to call the police. She done ran up into the Walgreens to get her mama. Mama, he putting our stuff up. I started pulling the stuff out of the trunk, setting it right there. I was mad as a motherfucker because I had to pull all them groceries out of the trunk. Some of that shit had fell out the bags. I got to reach. I'm just so disgusted with myself because at that time I hadn't really experienced or I hadn't taken time to pay attention to how severe an action such as allowing somebody to leave things in the car on an added stop could be for the drivers. So what I did was I'm continuing to move all the stuff out, waters. The lady, she comes out and she told me some, well, it is nothing we can do to stop this. I said, ma'am, the trip has been canceled. You all gonna have to book another trip because this one is over. I extended 25 minutes for you all, and your daughter came out here and she's acting the fool. Man, I don't know what her problem is. This, that, and the third. And then when it get down to the last few bags, their mama come get the last few bags after I done moved. There are 2 cases of water and maybe like 4 to 6, 12 packs of soda. I set up you should have seen how embarrassing it with the people that were going into the walk, because the daughter had made a scene. She probably was maybe 26 or 27. She could have been a little bit, maybe 24, but she was somewhere in the range. Mouthy, ghetto, had a bonnet and some pajamas on, so you know what that was. You get what I'm saying? So I set everything down, and the mama got the last few bags. I closed the trunk, jumped in the car, and I pulled off. Man, I pick up 2 people, drop them off. All of a sudden, here comes an email or either text message or something from Uber. Hey, uh, your account is on hold while we investigate accusations of verbal assault. I said, dude, what? Verbal assault? That girl was doing all the mouthing. That girl was, I ain't said not in one word. So I told her, I said, y'all not going to hold me up no more. I was too busy grabbing groceries. And I was too busy putting stuff on the curb for to be wasting my time going back and forth with. I was already mad that it was 25 minutes or more that I had wasted. And the other few minutes it took to pull the stuff out of the car. You get what I'm saying? I mean, I was disgusted with myself because that was an experience that no Uber or Lyft driver should ever have to deal with. And you know how people are. So I contacted Uber and I explained to him, I said, man, this is wrong. I said, those people went inside of the Walgreens, which was an added stop, and they left all them groceries and their TV in the car. And I had been sitting idle for 25 minutes before the daughter came out and told me that they still ain't got the medicine. So I proceeded to remove things from the car, set them on the curb, so I can continue to make money. And y'all counsel due to protocol, we have to go through this process. Well, let me get back to I'll get back with you in a minute. So I'm sitting on the thing waiting on them. You all know how customer service can be. So some say, you know what, man, you got a dash cam, right? So I said, you know what, when they get back on the phone, I'm just going to submit the dash camera to them, the footage. So I had already went into the app and copied the link to the incident, okay? And I downloaded the footage. I copied the link to the footage. And I told, when the lady got back on after about 10 minutes, yes, well, this problem is we're trying to escalate this situation, trying to get with the right department or some. I said, well, this should be the right department. You are the safety team, and so forth and so on. Why is all this going on? I said, tell you what, I have the link from the dash cam footage. I'm going to send this to you. So right then and there, I send the link to him. She said, well, but 10 minutes later, she got back on the phone. We're going to, you'll be hearing something from us soon. I said, so I'm supposed to sit here with my account on hold while y'all make a decision whether I keep going or not? Because I sat out here 25 minutes. I was hot. I was really hot. And so it went on about the business. I sat there and I just took me a deep breath, because at that point, I was overly frustrated, emotional, upset. And that was just, being that way was just making it so much more worse for me. Because my goal at the end of the day is to come out courteous as I can be, even if the people are not courteous. And to do my best to help people as much as I can without going overboard or making myself feel like an asshole. And at this point, That's what I felt like. Lost time, money, and I felt like I had been taken advantage of. You already, as a gig worker, Uber Lyft driver, you're getting taken advantage of. And to just sit there and add that to it, and then you're being punished because you took the necessary steps to continue to drive. Man, it was just absolutely amazing. So I had to calm down, and I just sat there and took about 10 to 15 minutes of trying to get my bearings back in order. Then I get a phone call, and it was them, and they said, "Yeah, we seen the footage, and we want to apologize." They actually said, "We're going to apologize. Your account has been reinstated." I said, "Thank you." I got out the phone, went on about my business. But that could have saved me a lot of time if I had understood how valuable my time was as an Uber Lyft driver. And somebody on a stop telling you, "Hey, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to leave those bags in here." Absolutely not. I don't care nothing about no pushback or nothing. You tell them, "Excuse me, with all due respect, ma'am, I would appreciate, ma'am, or sir, I appreciate for you to take those bags with you." "Oh, well, I got all this stuff, and how is I'm going to take off?" I don't know. But I do not allow riders to leave things in the car on a stop. Just not going to do it. Now, what I can do is I can cancel this trip. I mean, but you're going to have to take those things with you. Plain simple as that. No back and forth, no nothing. It'll save you a lot of time, trouble, back and forth, and money. Hey, my name is Rideshare Real Talk. And if somebody didn't tell you that they love you today, I do. I'm out.